Hi everyone, Tom here, and today I'm really excited to be showing you the AYN Thor. So this has just landed on my doorstep this morning and I've been really excited all day to sort of get stuck into this video and do a bit of an unboxing and first impressions video. So I've got the white max model of the Thor, so I've really maxed out on this one, going for the 16 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage. So this is going to be a bit of a show around of that, because I've not seen sort of many white photographs, videos, so I really wanted to sort of show that and share it with everybody. And I'm also going to be sharing some shipping updates as well, because I know a lot of people are waiting for this device and are really excited to get their hands on it. So yeah, I'm just going to share some of my tips and little things that I found out from sort of last Wednesday when the device started shipping, where to check for updates. But in the meantime, so I'm just going to sort of unbox it for the first time. So I've not opened it, still in the cellophane wrap. Really excited to get stuck into this one. And yeah, it's been sort of like 11 years since my last video on this channel with the JXD and the Blaze tab. So it's rebooting for this device. I've been so excited. I don't think I've been this ready for something to arrive for so long. So yeah, I think we'll get stuck in. Right, so here's the box, and let's take the wrappings off. So I always find the packaging from AYN is quite nice. So whatever model you get, you've got the black on the front, and let's get stuck into it. So we've got a bit of a flap, very nice. Oh, we've got some little inserts. So we've got the sort of the configuration of the buttons, the system parameters or specs, safety tips. So they're just sort of double-sided with Chinese on the back. And then opening up the box itself, we've got the quality control pass. That's a nice little touch. And then what we got in this box, so I'm guessing this is going to be the USB-C cable. So yeah, AYN branded on both ends, nice and thick and chunky, decent quality. And then to the main event. Oh, that feels a lot heavier than I was expecting. Oh, very nice. Look at this beauty. So the white looks really smart. So sort of a matte feel to it. So a couple of sort of the videos and images I'd seen, I thought it was shiny, sort of like a bit of a glossy top to it, but it's actually quite matte. And the good thing with sort of the white as well, you're not going to get fingerprints and smudges. So on the back we've got the sort of air intake, the AYN logo, and sort of the top vents as well. So let's open it up. So we've got this sort of like foam insert as well to protect the device. Very nice. Look at that. So first impressions there. Very, very shiny on the top. It just feels very premium, so there's a nice weight to it. Because I've previously had the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, and that sort of feels a bit hollow and not as premium feeling, but this really does. So yeah, I like the glass front on there, and again straight away I can see, you know, with my sort of finger marks there, they're not coming up on the white. And the hinge, we see, so I've got a bit of gap on the left and it's a bit more tucked up to the right, which is I think sort of quite sort of consistent with what I've seen on other devices and other people's sort of videos and reviews. So, oh yeah, we've got some nice sort of soft clicks on the face buttons there. Sticks feel quite nice. It's a shame they're not in white. I have ordered some sort of AYN white thumb sticks, sort of the bigger ones that you can get for the Odin. So might swap them out and just sort of see how much they protrude and whether I can shut the lid. But yeah, so the hinge feels a lot sort of smoother and looser than the Flip 2, the Retroid system. So whether they're sort of learning with the hinge design, because that used to take a bit of effort, but this sort of feels quite effortless to sort of open that. Very sort of smooth. So we'll do a bit of a size comparison now, I think, just sort of see how it compares to different devices. So I went for the white primarily because I had a DSi in white when I was growing up. So here it is. Not the same one, it's this one's yellowed a bit, but you sort of see the difference in size really between the two devices. So quite prominent really. And I've also got the original DS. Again, another one I had as a kid and absolutely loved. So you can see sort of the 4 is quite a bit bigger and no match for the screens really. And that's sort of one of the positives to emulating DS and 3DS, is sort of the screen technology. Certainly on the DS, the screens were, you know, at the time fantastic, but as we've caught up with technology, you know, it's different leagues now. So to be able to sort of play those old games and then look beautiful on an OLED screen, it's a big sort of use case really for getting one of these sort of dual screen devices, especially the 4. So yeah, with the devices closed as well, you can sort of see the size difference. The 4 is quite a bit wider than the DSi, not much so than the original DS. In terms of thickness of the 3, so you can see there the original DS is sort of almost on par with it. The DSi is quite a bit slimmer, but obviously that's a very sort of lightweight device compared to these two. But yeah, just sort of give you an idea really in terms of size. So I think next I'll compare it to some modern devices. So first things first, the Retroid Pocket 5. So sort of in terms of size, we can see sort of the Retroid Pocket 5's a bit wider, not quite as tall, but of course when it's open, the 4 is quite a bit taller than the 5. And sort of the top screen as well on the 4 is bigger than the Retroid Pocket 5. So you've got a 5.5-inch screen on the Retroid Pocket 5 and a 6-inch on the 4. And next, to comparing it to the Odin Portal 2. So obviously the 4's quite dwarfed. I mean, the screen on the Portal is about the same size as the 4. Obviously both OLED, both look really good. But yeah, sort of just gives you an idea really, sort of you're picking up the 4, sort of what to expect in terms of portability and size. But it's very portable, especially when you're closing the lid. Okay, so next I'll go through some of the controls. So like I mentioned earlier, the face buttons are sort of got a bit of click to them. They're a lot softer than the Odin Portal 2. Probably a bit sort of clankier than the Flip 2. But they're nice, they do feel really nice, and I like that sort of they're set onto a bit of a matte sort of texture rather than the front glass. And then the sticks, I think they're identical to the ones on the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. So they feel nice. They're sort of Hall effect sticks as well, so you know they're going to be good. You can replace them as well, so I think they pop out. So like I mentioned earlier, I could pop some of the sort of Odin larger sticks on for a bit of comfort. And the D-pad feels nice as well, so it's quite clicky, very similar to the Retroid Pocket 5. We've got the stick on the bottom right as well. And in terms of ergonomics, people have been saying this is really uncomfortable, but I actually find this quite nice to hold. I mean, the DS systems were never comfortable anyway. You know, you look at the DSi and the original DS. You know, as a kid, I used to sit and play on that for hours and hours without issue. But so this is similar. It's no different, and it feels quite nice. And I have got the grip as well, so I'll show you that shortly. In terms of other buttons on the front, we've got sort of the start and select at the top here. Got the home button and then a back button. Front-facing speakers. We've got the AYN button in the centre as well, which I think brings up the menu on the system. Shoulder buttons. Now again, this is what's been sort of getting mixed feedback. So these feel quite similar to the Flip 2. They're a different shape. Yeah, I can see why people haven't been enjoying these shoulder buttons. They're just sort of probably a little bit too small. So if I'm sort of opening up and reaching around the back, I sort of fingers are going further than the shoulder buttons themselves. But it's fine. You know, it is what it is. and the R1 and L1 quite clicky. Again, a lot of comparisons to the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. Obviously, I think they're the same parent company, so we are going to get some similarities, but this definitely feels more premium. You can tell this is a bit more of a premium handheld. And then in terms of the gap as well, I've seen a few comments about the sort of gap down here. Mine looks okay. I don't think one sort of side's hanging lower than the other by the looks of it, so that's good. Got two sort of spots here for lanyards on the side. And on the front, we've got the micro SD card slot, 3.5mm jack, USB-C, which will also be your sort of 4K 60 out into your TV, power button, and the clicky sort of volume up and down. And that's your lot. That's your lot for this sort of input outputs. And yeah, it just feels really nice. It's I can already see sort of a few specks. Now this might be one of the downsides with the white. I can see sort of a few specks of dust in the very short time I've had it out the packaging. So this will be interesting when I'm sort of carrying it around in a bag or in the sort of carry case. Is this going to pick up dust, and is it going to be really prominent? So sort of like there in the sort of housing for the thumbsticks. But overall, first impressions, really, really nice. So with it being out of the box, I'll just sort of run through the specs as well, so what we've actually got within the 4. So it comes in 4 models and 4 colours. So you've got the light version, which is 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, and that's got the Snapdragon 865 chipset. So it's the same chip that you'll find in the Retroid Pocket 5 and the Flip 2. So that's $249, and that only comes in black. And then we move on to the 3 Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 models. So you've got the base, which is 8GB of RAM, 128GB of internal storage, and again that only comes in black. You've got the Pro, which is 12GB of RAM, 256GB of storage, and that comes in all 4 colours. So you've got black, white, rainbow and purple. And then you've got the Max, which is the version you see here. So that's got 16GB of RAM, 1TB of internal storage, and again you can get that in all 4 colours: black, white, rainbow and purple. So regardless of the model, they've all got a 6000 mAh battery with 27 Wh charging, so nice and quick. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 models have Wi-Fi 7, which I think is going to be great for like streaming, whether that be Artemis or Game Now with GeForce. And the Snapdragon 865, the light model's got Wi-Fi 6. And the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 models have got 4K 60 out into the TV. And the Snapdragon 865 version, the light, has 1080p out. So I've gone for the Max model. So I did initially go for a Black Pro, but I changed my mind. I've upgraded it to the Max with 1TB of storage. And that's sort of the driving force really from going from the Pro to the Max, because I was sort of looking at micro SD cards. I wanted to fill the thing with games, and you're looking at sort of, you know, in the UK 60 to 80, 90 pounds for a micro SD card of 1TB storage. So it's sort of a no-brainer really, just paying that a bit more, and I don't have to bother putting in, you know, SD cards in and out. I can just put all the games straight onto the device, and then I've also got that room to expand with the micro SD if I want to. And then also the additional RAM, you know, from the Pro to the Max, from 12 to 16GB of RAM, sort of perhaps future-proofs it a bit, you know, for like Win Later and Game Hub gaming. So yeah, and I thought, and I was so excited for it as well. Sometimes you're just so excited for something, it's like, I want the best version I can possibly get my hands on. So some would argue the extra RAM isn't worth it, it's a bit of a waste, but the 1TB storage, you can't really argue with that really. It's significant storage, and you're going to get pretty much your whole sort of gaming collection onto it. So next I thought I'd show off some of the accessories that I ordered with the 4. So I've got the TPU grip, which is in white. We've got the sort of soft pouch, like the carry pouch type thing, sort of a nice soft texture with the AYN logo. And then the carry case as well. This is the non-grip version. So I'll sort of go through those individually, and it's quite nice that they all arrived at the same time, because I had seen reports that they were sort of shipping them out separately because they weren't ready in time. So rather than delay orders, they were sort of sending out the devices first and sending out the accessories later. So we've got the sort of the stickies for the grip to keep it in place. Packaged up quite nicely. Let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, so it's a sort of a clear grip. So there we go. So it's not white, it's sort of clear. So let's see how that sort of slides in, slots onto the Thor. Oh yeah, that's comfortable. That feels nice. So yeah, I picked up the grip. It was $15. I really love the grip with the Portal 2. So I thought it was sort of a bit of a must-have, really, especially with the reports of the ergonomics on the device. But like I say, I find it quite comfortable anyway. But yeah, it's not. Have I got this on correctly? Because it's not sort of staying on in place in terms of forming round. So whether that's what the stickers are for, but it's not quite snug on the right here. I don't know if you can see that, and the round the sort of housing with the AYN button. But yeah, so that's the grip. And I've also picked up the soft pouch as well. So again, just keeping the device safe. I'd probably, I don't know, maybe pop the Thor inside this and then inside the case. Just thought it was a nice little touch. I think it was $5, so it's not much, and branded as well, which is good. And then we've got the case too. So this is again branded with AYN, and on the strap you've got the AYN branding, and also on the sort of the zip toggles. And this can slot off as well. So you can either sort of have it as a carry type handle, or slot it off and sort of attach it to something. So that's quite cool. The zip, so it's quite nicely sealed around sort of the edge in there. So if we open that up, and there we go, sort of it's a case, sort of no frills really. But yeah, nice little touches. So we've got AYN branded on the strap there, AYN branded on the sort of upper lid. There's no sort of zip or Velcro, which to be honest I quite like. You can just get straight in there without making a load of racket or having to find zip toggles and stuff. And it's a shame it doesn't come in white, but it is what it is. But yeah, it's a nice fit. So we've got the strap round, and there we go, keeping it nice and safe. So although it's, you know, the whole purpose of a clamshell is it's portable, you can just close it and take it around with you. I'm quite sort of precious with my devices, so I certainly won't be sort of chucking this in a bag like some people suggest they do. I'm going to keep this in a case and yeah, keep it safe. So yeah, next we'll have a look at the screens. So I've booted up the device, done the initial setup, and wow, these screens are beautiful. So they're both AMOLED. Top one's 6-inch, bottom one's 3.92 inches. Top one's 120 Hz, bottom's 60 Hz. So you're getting really good sort of refresh rates on them both. And yeah, they look stunning. Sort of the quality that you'd expect sort of with AYN with the Portal device having that amazing 7-inch screen. So this is a gorgeous sort of 6-inch version of that. And yeah, I believe this bottom screen is the same one from the Retroid Pocket Classic. Sort of the same size, but on the bottom there. So yeah, very, very beautiful screen. And just having a quick look at sort of the brightness, I've set it to maximum, and yeah, super bright. You can press the AYN button, sort of control the brightness of both screens, or just one, either top or bottom. So yeah, sort of a bit more of an in-depth review really, all the sort of software and features, but this AYN button really sort of controls a lot of the functionality of the dual screen features on the device. And I know there's been a couple of sort of recent over-the-air updates to fix a couple of issues with the brightness, the device going to sleep when you close the lid, and also sort of some crashing when changing the desktop wallpaper. So I think that's all been addressed by AYN very quickly, which is good. Sort of they're obviously listening to feedback and addressing it. So yeah, I'm blown away. I mean, I just can't believe that, you know, if you'd have told sort of 10, 11-year-old Tom, you're going to have a device that looks like this and can hold and play every single DS and 3DS game you've ever owned, and make it look even better than they do, you just blow my mind. So yeah, as a sort of a fan of the hobby and these devices, I'm just so happy to sort of have my hands on this and be playing it. So I thought it'd be useful to share some shipping updates, because I know this is really anticipated by a lot of people. They can't wait to get their hands on it. So yeah, I've been since last Wednesday following all the updates, looking on Reddit, on Discord, seeing when my model's going to be shipping and keeping an eye on all the numbers. I ordered this on the 18th of September. It was dispatched on the 18th of October, so the Saturday just gone, and then it was delivered today on the 22nd of October. So I used DHL for shipping. I'd originally picked 4PX just because I didn't want to be hit with the tariffs, sort of import duties into the UK. But in the end, I just thought, I'm so excited for this device. I'm happy to pay, just so I can get it potentially 2 or 3 weeks quicker. So I emailed AYN. I did sort of 3 things really. I changed the delivery to DHL from 4PX. I changed the model from Black Pro to the White Max like I've got now, and then I also changed the sort of TPU grip to the white one as well. So that was really quick. I got a reply sort of within a day or two. They changed it all around. It didn't impact my position in the queue as well in terms of sort of shipping. So yeah, and sort of as a reference really in terms of shipping times. So obviously I've got the shipped on the 18th of October, delivered on the 22nd, this Thor. I also ordered a Retroid Pocket 5, a black one. So I ordered that on the 22nd of September, and that was stuck for sort of 2 to 3 weeks at Nanchang, which I think a lot of people's devices are at the moment. And that was delivered today as well, the same day as this Thor. Was my Retroid Pocket 5 that I ordered sort of the 22nd of September. So you're talking a month it's taken that device from ordering to reaching me. So I just couldn't wait for that. And a little bonus as well with the shipping. So I picked DHL and I didn't pay any import duties, tariffs, taxes, anything. So I'm not exactly sure why that is. I know there's been a lot of sort of talk and discussion about the tariffs into the US. The UK has been pretty stable, but it's been worrying a lot of people in the US about sort of changes on the 1st of November. So I don't know whether AYN have done something in the background. I don't know how they've done it, but as of today, as of receiving this device, I've not had to pay any import duties on it. I've done 2 orders in the past which have been sent by DHL. So my Odin 2 Pro was delivered by DHL last year. I was contacted and had to pay duties on the day of that being picked up by DHL. And the same with my Retroid Pocket Flip 2 that I ordered in June this year. So as soon as that was picked up by DHL, I got an email saying that I needed to pay the import duties. So yeah, I don't know why this is different. I've had some people on Reddit saying you're going to get an invoice through the post in the next couple of weeks. They'll text you and demand it, but I've had nothing. And the last 2 orders with DHL, they don't deliver the parcel until they've got the duties, because DHL front up the duties, which are then passed on to the end customer. So yeah, I can't explain it, and it's something to consider. You know, if you have placed your order, it's not been dispatched, and you're desperately waiting and can't wait any longer, it could be worth considering upgrading your shipping to DHL if you want it in a few days. But equally, I can't promise you're not going to get any sort of duties, so it might just be worth sticking with 4PX, which are quite universally known to not sort of have tariffs applied to any deliveries there. There is a dedicated sort of tracker, a bit of a website that AYN have put together. So you've got the shipping update dashboard, so you can check all the sort of models, the colours against the order number. So when you place the order through the website, you get the confirmation email with a order reference number. So the first 3 digits are what correspond to what you'll see on the shipping dashboard, so you can sort of see where you are in the queue essentially. I've been quite lucky with the Max White. I don't necessarily think it's been a popular colour by the sounds of it, because I've not seen anything apart from the odd video or picture. So I've been quite lucky that this has been dispatched very quickly compared to some of the other models. I know that the light version of the Thor hasn't started shipping yet. And I think all of this week they're trying to send out as many Pro models as possible, because the Max has been getting a lot of love. So yeah, that's sort of a bit of a shipping update really. I know people are anticipating it and can't wait to get their hands on it. So yeah, sort of from me being in that same position, I just wanted to share some of sort of the shipping tips and tricks that I've picked up from Reddit and Discord over the last week and a half. But on Reddit, you've got the sort of Thor and Odin subs, and on Discord, AYN have got their own Discord channel, which is updated sometimes by Nicole, who works for AYN. She will share sort of, you know, first-hand information about the shipping process and what to expect. So there we go, that's my unboxing, first impressions and shipping roundup for the AYN Thor. So yeah, I'm just blown away by it so far. I mean, I've still got to get fully stuck into it and start installing some emulators, get some ROMs on it, and get stuck into playing some 3DS and DS games. So if you want to see some sort of testing, a load of DS games, 3DS games, if you've got anything specific you want to see, it would be interesting in seeing how it works, just drop a comment. And if you've got one on order, I'd love to hear in the comments as well which model, colour you've gone for, just sort of so we can see what's happening with the queues and stuff. And if you've ordered the white, is this sort of what you expected? Is it what you thought it would be? Because I'm certainly enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to start playing some games on it. But yeah, so that's going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, drop a subscribe onto the channel. I'm going to start uploading more content and reboot this 11-year-old channel that hasn't had so much on it recently. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.